We meandered along the scenic Glen Highway, which has some fun twisties and great river and mountain views. Finally, we came rolling into Glennallen at about 11 p.m., hungry and tired. There's not a lot going on in the small town, but incredibly there was a food truck open and selling delicious Thai food. We talked with some fishermen about camping options, and they told us there were some gravel pullouts just down the road, but they had just seen a grizzly bear wandering through them, so we paid to camp in town instead. The next morning we headed south on the Richardson Highway towards the majestic peaks in the distance. We turned off towards McCarthy and the road became dirt. The ride to McCarthy is gorgeous and fun. You ride across some awesome bridges with great views all around. The gravel was nicely graded and easy to ride, so we made some decent time to the parking area. Here the cars have to stop and people have to walk, but motorcycles are allowed across the footbridge. So we went on through, rode through the town, and even up the hiking path a ways. But eventually the road narrows. You cross a small but remarkably stable bridge over a stream. After that you can ride only a bit further before you hit a sign that says no more motor vehicles. We changed into hiking shoes, left our bikes behind and hiked for about 30 minutes, past a cool waterfall and gorge to the foot of the rather large Kennecott Glacier. This is one of the few glaciers you can hike on without requiring a guide, so we scaled the slippery ice surface up a ways. It's really spooky because you can see through areas of the ice and tell there are large cavities below. The Kennecott Glacier looks smaller than it really is at first until you realize the dirt lumps around it, which look like sand dunes, are really more glacial ice just coated in gravel and dirt. We hung out at the glacier a while before hiking back and riding into town for some pizza. The town used to be a decent-sized mining town, and much of it has been restored nicely, and there are lots of old mining equipment and artifacts hanging around. We realized we'd taken our sweet time hanging out at the glacier, and now we'd have to race back if we wanted to stay in Glennallen again, and not get stuck camping with the bears. We headed back out into the sun, speeding down the gravel roads toward the Richardson Highway. We made it back to camp by 10 p.m. and fell asleep the moment we laid down. The next morning we took a really long breakfast at the Caribou Cafe and charged up all our electronics while editing some video. We rode up the highway to Toke, where we spent the night in an ambulance. At the Thompson's Eagle Claw motorcycle camp. They have an old ambulance they've made into a sort of cabin which we rented for the night. They also have regular cabins, teepees, and tent sites along with a kitchen and bike maintenance area. It's super affordable and the lady who runs it is really nice. We just wish there'd been more riders there. Even though it was just us and a German couple, she fired up the sauna so we could relax, and then we drank some local brews and called it a night. The next day we did some laundry and worked on the bikes. I had to rewire my cell phone charger since it had come loose and adjust my idle since it had been running high. After that we rode up the easy-paved Taylor Highway to Chicken for some expensive but very tasty beer and chicken pot pie before hitting some more dirt towards the top of the world highway. This is a must-do ride if you go to Alaska. There was a lot of road construction and areas of pretty deep gravel, bad washboard, and potholes, but the views can't be beat. You really do feel like you're on top of the world as you curl around the smooth green mountain tops over the tiny string of dirt with the cliff edge dropping away strikingly. We came across an entire herd of caribou crossing the road and it seemed even more magical. We made it to the border with just minutes to spare, passed into Canada, and continued our winding journey down into the Yukon.